The build show is on the road. We're out of Lake Travis. This is just outside of Austin, Texas. Beautiful lake system with a lot of pretty custom homes. And that's what we're visiting today. My buddy Ryan at Oakman Building Company told me about a really cool job that he's got. I actually thought it was a remodel, but it looks to me like this is new construction. We got a lot of cool details, and we got a homeowner apparently who's a build show fan. Let's go see what we can learn from Ryan Hay of Oakman Building. Let's get going. Hey, Ryan.
Matt, how's it going?
Good to see you again. Thanks for having me out to your job site.
Yeah, glad to have you.
So, Ryan, you told me this is a remodel that had some cool stuff. This looks like a new build to me.
It is a remodel. It is a remodel. We started out with a smaller remodel, and it's grown and grown and grown into what we have out here today, which is a fantastic house overlooking Lake Austin with some great clients, a great architect, and a great design team.
How about that? I love it. I guessed by the old driveway, maybe there was some remodel. But that new black siding, woo, yep. That looks nice. What do we got?
Delta Millworks, Shishugibon, Okoye siding, really sweet black. And then we're gonna have a hemlock soffit detail as well. It's a really cool look.
That's really pretty. I have hemlock at my house and I've really liked it. Now, I'm seeing at the top of this siding, looks like you got some rain screen details too. Good job, my friend.
That's right. We got core vent rain screen all the way up throughout the whole house to get that airflow behind, let it dry out. So I really like that product. Easy to install. The guys understand it and get it, and we really like using it.
That's a big deal too. Now you've got airflow behind that siding that can go from the top to the bottom. So when it gets wet, it can dry inside or out. It's going to keep it nice and stable. And Okoye is stable anyways.
That's right.
The other thing I want to mention I thought was a nice detail that I'm seeing right here, Ryan. You've got these Marvin windows. That looks like maybe their essential line, which is fiberglass.
That's right, full fiberglass. All Ultrex window is what they call it.
But then around it, you've got a black trim that looks like it's part of the window from a distance, and only when you get up close, it's not. What'd you do there?
It's smooth, hardy trim. Really simple detail. Painted to match the windows and accent the siding and really keep that siding at the forefront of what you see in the design.
That really pops. Now, Ryan, the other thing I noticed when I walked up, I saw this deck that's got a killer view, by the way, that looks like, as some of your joists come into the house, it looks like you liquid flashed.
That's right.
All around there. Tell me what you did for air sealing on this remodel versus maybe some other projects you've done.
Well, this project, you know, like any remodel, when you're not touching the full exterior of the house, can be difficult to air seal. And so you do the best as you can with water and mitigating that. But as we kept going on this project, and we removed all the siding, and then we removed all of the WRB and went back with zip, we saw an opportunity that we could get this really tight. And so we went back and really looked at our waterproofing details, went back with the liquid flash on the zip, and are really trying to nail those details.
That's a smart detail that I want to make a quick second sidebar on. Ryan does a lot of remodels. He's also doing a lot, even more like me, new construction these days. But when you do a remodel, a lot of times the best you can do is make sure you don't have bulk water issues. You want to make sure the house is dry. But we can't promise a blower door score or a 1 ACH 50 on a remodel. Maybe if you were going to aerobarrier, you could get a little closer.
Sure.
But on this one, because he was able to pull the sheathing, go back with new siding, new sheathing, now he can get new construction details. So he's taking his new construction knowledge, applying it to this remodel to get a really high performance. That's good stuff, man.
Thanks, Matt.
Ryan, you mentioned your homeowner was a smart engineer who maybe had seen a build show episode or two. Is he around?
That's right. He is. He's inside. Let's go. I'll go introduce you to him.
Let's go, guys. Hey, you must be Vern.
Hi, Matt.
So good to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
What a beautiful project.
Thank you.
Now, Ryan tells me you've seen an episode or two of the build show before.
I've watched many videos of yours trying to learn from that and trying to figure out what we could, taking your tips and tricks and trying to incorporate into this build.
I love it. Now, you're an engineer with 3M, so
Right.
you obviously have a technical background, but you're not a professional builder.
No.
Have you remodeled before?
Yeah, we've remodeled 7 homes.
Oh my gosh.
And nothing has been this extensive, and nothing has been where we've focused on trying to really make a tight house. That's a difference.
Yeah. Now, when you say tight house, Did you and Ryan talk about that ahead of time? Did Ryan turn you onto the build show? Tell me about how that worked.
It was a combination. Yeah, he knew about it, and he showed me some things, and I just kind of took it off from there. And pretty much every week we discussed some other new episode and what was going on. And
that's awesome.
Trying to learn. Yeah.
Now, Ryan said to me about you that you were such a great homeowner because you got the technical side, and he could say, hey, we're at this phase of remodel where, you know, we should maybe think about resheathing the house, which will give us the benefit of making a more watertight, more airtight house. And it's going to cost this to use, let's say, the Huber zip system. We're going to use a bunch of liquid flash. It's going to cost this. We maybe didn't budget for that. And he said it was been so great working with you because you got that. You'd been watching some of the build show.
Right.
And you said then, yeah, that's worth the money. We should do it. And that gets me jazzed because then I think I have more than just an effect on builders out there. I've got homeowners saying to their builders, I want it done right and I'm willing to pay for it to be done right.
Yeah, and I've brought up different things that we didn't discuss before, but I just saw on your videos and said, well, what about this? Can we do this? And yeah, we figured it out and did what made sense.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
So what are some things in this area maybe that you learned from the build show or you talked to the Ryan about and did differently?
One of them is this is where our HVAC system, part of it's going. It's a high efficiency Mitsubishi system,
awesome.
Split system.
So this is a standard upflow system.
Right.
But then you also have some other Mitsubishi
We've got
equipment?
Mitsubishi split system in the back.
Awesome.
And over here in our workshop.
Oh, nice.
So
I love it.
There's all kinds of efficiency things we're trying to do.
Very cool.
Including the one which I would have never thought about. I live in Minnesota part of the time. For a water heater, hybrid water heater.
Oh, you're doing a heat pump here.
Right.
Very cool.
Help us cool the garage in the middle of summer as well.
Yeah, and you got a mini split head right next door too, between the two of those. And then what are these pipes sticking out of the wall? What's going here?
So this is for our, which is it? Water heater going here. And then we've got a filtration system that's going to be a 3M filtration system.
Little shameless plug for 3M, his company.
Right.
Your company, he owns. This is Mr. 3M,
actually. So we're trying to incorporate filters and other water.
Yeah, 3M makes a lot of good products. Let's go see the rest of the house. You know, I'm seeing old slab,
right?
But then big plumbing cuts, which allows me to go, oh, okay, you obviously took this big line from above, had to cut some of the oh, wait a minute. What is that? That wasn't original to the house, was it?
No, that wasn't. So we're incorporating elevator so we can, hopefully this is our last house and we can age in place here.
Yeah, so when you get in your 40s and you maybe need the elevator someday, you'll be able to use it.
Yeah.
Smart. And I'm noticing as I walk around here, these solid sawn lumber, which is 2x10s, it looks like. This is probably original framing, right?
Correct.
And then where does the new framing start?
So
we got a new slab here.
We've actually added on over here, and this is a new bedroom that we added on. That we've also, like I said, we got the split.
Oh yeah, you got a mini split right there.
System here.
Yeah, just for this bedroom. I love it. You can turn it off. You can let these people control it on their own. And Ryan switched to trusses back here. And boy, this is really dramatic to show the difference between 70s or 80s framing with those 2x10s. Super hard to cram any utilities in. Or check this out, these big open webs from these maybe builder's first source trusses. I've got all my drain waste vent, no problem getting through. You didn't cut anything. Everything's all open web. The electrician didn't have to drill anything to get through. The PEX lines snaked right through, no problem. And he had plenty of room for his can lights. That new framing really is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, very nice.
For sure.
It was a challenge in some of the old parts of the house to make things work and to get the systems where we wanted them.
Yeah, for sure. Man, what a great project. I'm going to go see your second floor.
All right.
I'll meet Ryan up there. Catch you later, Vern. Thanks buddy. Ryan, I really like Vern. He's a cool homeowner, isn't he?
He is. Big fan of the build show. Did he tell you about his ice maker?
No.
No. So what he did was, we got the pantry right here. He turned it around so that way he can access it from the pantry side if there's ever a problem with the ice maker on the kitchen side.
So the shutoff faces the pantry side, even though on the other side of the wall is the refrigerator.
That's correct.
I did that in my house.
That's where he got it.
He's watching the build show. Cool desk, man.
Yeah,
I mean, this is just basic, but to see a builder with a really organized desk means that you've got one spot of communication for everything.
That's right. And what my project manager Ethan has done here is he secured the plans to the desk here so they don't get thrown in the truck.
Down.
Yep, they don't get thrown in the truck at the end of the day. They don't end up in a puddle of water outside in the mud. They're here. They're always here. We got our leftover Fencham tape that we use between our foundation and our framing and our zip. We got an extra tube of liquid flash here, and our shop drawings and everything, cabinet drawings that we need here.
Cut sheets on all your appliances and light fixtures, so you know what those are.
And always roll the tape. So we've always got our roller on staff.
I like it. Now, tell me real quick about framing up here. This appears to be kind of new framing up here. Did you reuse any framing up here?
No, this is all a new area of the house where we popped this ceiling up from 8 to 10 feet to really maximize the views of Lake Travis.
Ah, so where the beam was, it's lowered into the kitchen, but this was popped up.
That's right. That's right.
Nice blocking in your kitchen, by the way. Your cabinet guy's going to love that.
Thank you. Yeah,
well done, sir. But this, of course, is why people build out here in Lake Travis. Look at this killer view, man, as we transition to the outside.
This is it.
I mean, they got a 180 view of the lake.
That's right. Let me show you this cool waterproof deck we got out here.
Ooh, I like this.
Now, what I want to show you is my project manager, Sean, used to work for the company and install these, and he's a real expert. So I want to let him describe this whole process to you and show you how we did this.
All right, let's grab Sean. Hey, Sean, nice to meet you, brother. Ryan tells me you are a bit of a waterproofing expert and had a whole nother life doing waterproofing for a living.
Yeah, indeed. I've installed these systems for about a total of 10 years.
I'm a big nerd on waterproofing, and this system I'm standing on, I've not seen before. Can you walk me through this?
Yeah, so basically it's a metal lath, acrylic modified cement system. Basically start with a properly framed and sloped wood substrate.
Okay.
40 mil self-sealing membrane. Galvanized metal lath is stapled down on that.
Okay, hold on, time out. So start with, does it have to be plywood or not necessarily? It could be OSB?
As long as it's Advantech. Actually, OSB is not a recognized substrate by the manufacturer.
Got it.
But unofficially, you can use Advantech because it's so stable.
Got it.
But your regular commodity OSB, absolutely not. I've torn those up. You don't want to do it.
And do you need to be any specific engineering for flexibility on the deck?
Yeah, so you want to achieve L over 360 if you're doing an integral finish. If you're going to tile or stone or something like that, L over 480 is a minimum deflection rating. That you
and so L over 360 is what we often use for our interior floors.
Right.
So it needs to be at least as strong as our interior floors.
Yeah.
L over 480 is even stiffer, right?
Correct.
So that you want to make sure your tile wouldn't crack.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're starting with either plywood or Advantech. This 40 mil membrane is like a peel and stick, right?
Exactly.
But it looks like it's got a fleece face on there.
Yeah, and that allows the cements to bond to it. Where if it's basically like a Grace ice and water shield, but with a fabric on top.
Got it.
And where if you just use the Grace, it wouldn't bond.
And then this lath that goes on there, is that stapled through that membrane to the substrate?
It is, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you've got multiple coats. What are these coats? What's this going on?
Sure, so you start with a base coat, and you add acrylic modifiers to these cements, base and slurry coat. And actually at this point is the stage that we're at right now.
Okay.
So a great point for the trades to come through before you apply your finish. Also, this is the stage where you would apply your tile or cement or stone, and you actually thin set or pour right to this.
Got it. Now, I saw in your sample, this is Westcoat. Is that the same company that makes West Systems epoxies?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, actually Westcoat is a full line manufacturer. And just real quick, it's interesting, the West in Westcoat is actually an acronym for their 4 different systems of waterproof, epoxy, surface, and texture coats.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Did you used to work for these guys?
I did, yeah. Actually, the way I got to Texas was I was an architectural rep for them for about 2.5 years. Training up architects and contractors.
So a waterproof deck, no big deal. This is an everyday occurrence for you.
Yeah, I can do this with my eyes closed. Just
awesome.
about. Yeah.
Talk me through a couple of the details. You know, where that deck meets a door is certainly a point that could be a failure, and I've seen failures in the past.
Absolutely.
Looks to me like you're integrated with this metal door pane here. How did that happen?
Yeah, so here they've done it in a 2-piece. You can also do it in a 1-piece, but they've done their deck-to-wall flashing first.
Okay.
And then site formed this pan. They knew their depth for their back dam, bent it up here and bent it over and sealed that transition. But yeah, basically integrated 1-piece into the deck with the door, which is always the preferred way to do it. Then also the deck waterproofer owns that. There's no pointing fingers at, oh, my door guy did the door pan and the deck guy,
It's all one
situation, right?
Who did all this work for you? Mind me asking?
Yeah, so this was done by Custom Concrete Coatings.
Okay, and that's the subcontractor y'all used. Who's doing this West Coast system?
Yeah, they're a QCA. That's West Coast's kind of recognized applicator program.
Yeah, so they're certified to do this. They're used to doing that.
Yeah.
It looks pretty bomber. Any idea on what the kind of lifespan on this would last? I mean, what could these homeowners expect for this deck?
Sure. So there's varying levels of warranty that West Coast or the installer will offer. I believe West Coast actually now with certain assemblies has up to a 20-year warranty that they're offering for the materials. But of course, as you know, it comes down to your install.
Right.
So you really want to make sure you've got a reputable installer that's going to do a good job.
Yeah.
You hate saying lifetime, but with proper maintenance, this should be a lifetime system.
Yeah, and could you recoat this in the future? Could this get another top coat if it was properly prepped?
Yeah, absolutely. So on this sample here, what we're seeing is a basic knockdown texture that you've probably seen around pools or other locations like that, and then sealed with a solid color acrylic. For this project, they're going to go with a more kind of natural looking stain.
Ooh, that's pretty.
And a clear acrylic sealer. But either sealer, clean and dry, you put on a new coat. If you can paint a wall, you can put on a coat of the sealer.
I like that. I mean, it kind of looks like a concrete deck almost, right?
Yeah.
Dark onyx.
Yep.
That's real pretty. And you could come in and do something to it. What's your experience been in terms of job site damage, which is always a big deal, right? Someone drops a hammer on this and all of a sudden your waterproof deck is no longer waterproof.
Yeah. Actually, a project I did in Seattle, we came back to do just a fresh coat of sealer. And I had a crater in the deck with exposed lath and a puddle and no leaks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Liquid applied, fully bonded.
Yep.
And anytime you put another coat on, it's bonding to that coat.
Exactly.
Thanks for showing me this. I'd never seen this before. I'm real impressed.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
All right.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, Matt.
Keep up the good work, brother. Ryan, I like Sean.
He really knows his stuff, doesn't he?
I mean, how about that? Having an expert waterproofer who's now a project manager.
That's
Really
right.
smart dude. This is a really cool deck system. I'd never seen it before.
It is. We've used it on a couple of projects, and it's Sean installed the last ones for us, so it's a really robust system.
All right, I didn't prep you for this, so if you don't want to answer this, it's okay. But can you give me any idea of flavor of cost for this deck system?
This one's probably in the 8,000 to 10,000 range for a full deck.
That's not bad.
Waterproofing, yep.
Yeah, and this is a lot of balcony space too.
That's right. We only have conditioned space over a portion of it, but we just decided to go ahead and just waterproof the whole thing just to be safe. So
really smart. We talked about this briefly, but this is your core event that you're buying in boxes.
That's right.
It's really just corrugated plastic cardboard strips that the manufacturer gets everything prepped, and then you just nail your siding basically right into studs for this.
That's right.
And now you can see some more of his liquid flash details up there. I'm assuming that means you've got a conditioned attic space.
That's right.
Above the kitchen.
Yep.
How are you making that?
We got foam insulation in the rafters, and
9 inches of open cell spray foam or something.
right.
And then how about your walls? What are you doing in your walls?
we're gonna do a bibs system
There
where
you
we're
go.
just blown in bats in the walls.
Gotcha.
So
You don't need the spray foam in the walls because you've got your airtightness with the zip. So it's
That's right.
It's extra money that you don't necessarily need.
that's right.
Ryan, really, really good project, man.
Thanks.
Vern is a really cool client. Sounds like his wife's been awesome to work with.
They have.
I'm really impressed by your work. Thanks for having me out to one of your jobs.
Thanks for coming.
And Hugh Jefferson Randolph was the architect here. Beautiful design by Hugh and his team.
Yep, they really killed it. This project really has it all. We have a fantastic client who's a build show fan, who's incorporating those details into his house. We've got a great architect. We've got a great design team. As a contractor, we couldn't ask for anything more.
That's so cool. I love it. I think the thing that most stands out to me on this, Ryan, and thanks for bringing me out, was having a client that you were able to, on a higher level, especially on a remodel, go, hey, as we unpeel the onion, there's some things that could be done better, and here's how much it's going to cost, and here's what I'd like to do. And for Vern to watch a video with you, or to go, yeah, I think that really is a good detail, I'm willing to pay for that. That's such a great client. We want more clients to come to us with some amount of building science education, to also know, Ryan's a better builder because he knows these details and can execute them, compared to somebody who's maybe never done that before, and you have to kind of pull them along.
That's right.
Guys, follow Ryan on Instagram. I'll put a link to his Instagram feed below. If you're looking for a remodel and new build in Austin, Oakman Building, great company. Several really good project managers that I got to meet today, and nailed the details, man.
Thanks
really,
for coming
really
out, Matt.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
If you're not currently a subscriber, guys, hit that subscribe button below. We've got new content every Tuesday and every Friday. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Otherwise, we'll see you next time on The Build Show.